Hey guys and gals, Never here from Bickering Gaming, to Sunday Mounts Word of the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Beyond the Harbor. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up and let's go. You assume that anyone who has had even a modicum of success in their lives is out to get you, when in reality most of them spent their days working hard looking out for themselves. People who work hard are not the 1%. You're simply a fool if you think life works that way. How did we even get to talking about this? All I said was that I wasn't interested in owning a fidget toy or whatever. Oh, you think I don't work hard? You think every day isn't a struggle to keep food in my stomach? For fuck's sake, I could barely scrape enough money together to come out here. It must be so difficult for you, not working and all. Just to my left, an audible snap rings through the air. On another note, are you okay, Ollie? I am not. You haven't touched your blueberry acai-infused lemonade. Actually, sounds pretty good. I did not ask for this bizarre hipster lemonade she had brought me. The dispenser said it was infused with locally harvested super greens. I couldn't even enjoy the ice as those precious frozen cubes had been tainted by overpriced superfood antioxidant garbage. You know you would have more energy if you drank something with some nutrients. I rolled my eyes as she takes another sip of her coffee. Give it up, you wasted $7 on that trash he obviously isn't gonna drink. Honestly, what kind of idiot pays that much for a drink in the first place? This place is almost as bad as up north. I don't remember shit being so gouged down there. Or... He rubs his chin. Guess it's just this. The bear doesn't immediately respond, continuing her long sip of coffee. She gives a contented sigh after taking in its flavor, returning to the conversation at hand. Are you sure? Maybe your funds have simply become a little tighter lately. I can almost hear Dawn's eyes rolling at that. Say what you mean. At this candid invitation, Vee places her cup down and folds her hands. Here they go again. My autopiloted husk has meanwhile started to stir the defiled lemonade. I observe the super greens particulates swirling about like a maelstrom of damned souls, cursed to wander this doomed liquid. I'm only pointing out that it's easy to mistake a change in your own circumstances for a change in the world around you. You can't possibly tell me this shit hasn't gotten more expensive. Even you'd have noticed all the pretentious shit they've been leaning into and what's done to their price tag. Master, I personally like it. They needed something to diversify themselves from the standard cafe fare. It was fine how it was. They're pushing out the normal fucks and squeezing money out of the stupid trendy fucks that buy into this shit. Faster. Oh, because God forbid anyone pay an extra $2 for a drink with something in it that might actually benefit their body. Easy for someone with that extra $2 to say. Oh! The plastic straw had been idly pushing to the brink of its abilities has jettisoned off, landing on the floor nearby. Veronica immediately stops my reflexive urge to pick it up by placing a hand on my shoulder. I can get you another. I can't tell if it's concern or disgust that I see when my glassy eyes meet hers. I don't bother thinking about which one it could be. Jesus, what are you, 5? Wahina grumbles, not even looking in my direction. We sit alone in painful silence. My mouth twitches, endlessly repeating the first step of forming words, but nothing comes out. He doesn't notice. Vee returns soon enough, breaking the paper away and carefully inserting the straw into my drink for me. With all the fire of their previous discussion completely doused, the polar bear instead shifts gears. So, you ended up, where did you say? Dover. Huh. That's not nearly as far north as I thought you'd go. I don't see why the fuck you're laughing. It was originally just a pit stop on my way to New York. Shit happened. I found a place that worked for me. For now, anyways. She placed her cup onto its plate with a distinctive clack. You mean to say you tricked some simp from a no-name city into being your sugar daddy? There's barely a noticeable change on his face, likely attempting to shrug off her attempt at insulting his situation. Kindly fuck off. Been numb for a little while. Well, how about your creative pursuits then? Have you at least been keeping up with your drawing? The cities are always quite lovely. My question seems to have floored him. I can feel his gaze settle on me for a moment before he squirms back into a comfortable sitting position. Pass. Pardon? I said pass. Pass. P-A-S-S. I remember. One of my favorite always took a peek at Don's art when he left that notebook behind. He played it off well, so he never looked inside. I'll never forget those mechanical pencil strokes. Alright then. Vee's voice takes me out of my stupor I hadn't realized had come over me. So, Ollie, have you been keeping up with your poetry? I still remember that one you wrote, the one about the happy little wolf with a disfiguring skin condition? Or the one you wrote about the strange trip to McDonald's? And they were cute, even if a little, lacking in content. God, can you give a simple single compliment without a backhanded remark? The bear remains firm, not even slightly surprised he was being cut off. I thought his writing was shit, but that doesn't mean I can go up to him to say to his face disguised as criticism. Or, well, I suppose I said it there, but you get my point. Coming up with creative shit is hard. The rat shouldn't feel bad about not being decent at it. Vee scoffs. Oh, and what have you done to express yourself? Aside from property damage, anyways. Oh yeah, because I'm just gonna list off crimes of Little Miss Bootlicker. Vee nearly spits out her coffee. Excuse me? Do you actually equate following the law to sympathizing with the police? Especially the police in this town? Guess he better watch his step. She leans in a bit closer and quiets her voice. You should know that I'm probably near the top of Officer Ward's shit list, though I'm certainly lower than you in. I can feel her pity when she looks down at me. Yeah. Dawn merely scoffs away the awkward silence that follows. That shit is beyond fucked. If you had any self-preservation, Ollie, you'd get the hell out of this town while you still can. Otherwise, you might be contributing to that monster's paid time off. The bear briefly cringes at the statement before raising her glass back up to her lips and taking a long sip. For once in my life, I don't disagree with you. Ollie, if it were at all possible, I'd suggest you get out of here as well. That man is a walking tragedy waiting to happen. Stay as far away as you can, okay? I've seen some shit. His kid, the boy, that poor fucking kid, has seen worse than most people ever will. Wait, his name was... Oh. What's going on? I hope that he got out of there. Nobody deserves to live in an abusive relationship. I don't even need to look at her to feel Vee's eyes digging into Dawn. He either doesn't notice or likely doesn't care. Neither do I. There are enough wackos in this town to fill a slimy little clown car. But like, just because you're a clown doesn't mean you don't deserve some kind of, clown therapy? Damn, what was it earlier you were saying about Ollie's poetry? Shut the fuck up, I never said I was any good at words either. Yeah, go figure, the high school dropout is bad at the language he speaks. Hey, I'll have you know that I haven't misspelled a single word this entire conversation. It has to be worth something. How'd you know if you've misspelled a word if you're speaking it? Damn. That was some pretty good bait, actually. Her lips curve into a soft, hesitant smile. Almost fell for it. Things go on like that for a little while. Don and Vee chat about innocuous things while I sit there, stewing in my own misery. It'd be easy to just chime in whenever I wanted to, right? There are plenty of times the conversation would lull and it'd be possible to just slide in. But no, I can't relate. A black and red blob vaguely resembling an avian comes up to our table, drawing all our attention. Hey, folks, can I help you? Well, if it isn't Paul Ray's. You still work here? It's been... Oh, this jackass! Don throws his hands up behind his head, leaning back in his seat. You were in our graduating year, weren't you? Better punk. Should have kicked your ass when I caught you eyeing my dick. Please, like, you could kick anyone's ass. That being said... She cracks her knuckles. You were definitely on my shit list. The blob gulps. The bear cuts off his droning response. I'd like a refill, please. The blob appears dumbfounded, but it eventually takes her cup and walks away. Jesus Christ, isn't that guy the fucking worst? Vee nods. Yeah, I'm surprised he's still around. Voted least likable person in our high school 4 years in a row. What an achievement. You know how many whack jobs come from this area? Not just in our graduating class, either. Don looks at me. I don't reciprocate. There's so much there's so much competition. Especially considering you went to that school, Mr. Keegan. Fuck you! Vee has brought a new drink and normal conversation resumes. I'm so out of my depth at this point that I don't even feel like bothering. I don't even care enough to pay attention anymore. I did that last time, and where did it get me? That's right. This time around, Dawn's gone. I turn my gaze towards the man to my right, his face still obscured in the deepest darkness. How did I fuck up this bad? Have I always been like this? It's so hard to remember. So, as I was saying, the championship is going to be coming up this spring. I'm really hoping I don't fall out of shape and get my ass handed to me early. I haven't punched anybody in the face in a while, and I'm really starting to get that itch again. Don folds his arms and nods, likely glad to have me as a buffer between himself and her. Right. You always did love beating the shit out of people. Come on, you know it's not like that. I don't like fighting for the sake of fighting. I enjoy it as a sport. There's nothing that fills me with more adrenaline than squaring up in the ring, touching gloves with my opponent and besting her in a duel. A fair fight is a rare occurrence, of course. Not a lot of folks still in the women's league, so I worry I've chased off all the good competition. Well, I can imagine. You may be the only woman I've ever known that was into the idea. Vee takes a sip of her coffee. Must be pleasant after her recent refill. Well, you certainly don't talk to many women. Hey! I mean, you're right, but I imagine way more women are interested in other sports, like, a basketball, tennis, softball. Hell, why not MMA? It's probably more popular than boxing. She places her cup back on the table. I'm actually going to pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!